Dear friends, it is a great pleasure to participate in this global conversation on the Sustainable Development Goals. I want to congratulate the United Nations for their leadership in moving this agenda forward and engaging the global community. The global conversation will help us to envisage a better future for our planet, for our people. It builds on the success of the Millennium Development Goals and the commitment by governments at the Rio +20 to develop sustainable development goals. Water has a vital role in achieving both development and sustainability. Despite progress in some areas, huge efforts are still required to bridge the gap between our ambitions and the reality on the ground. Treating wastewater and improving water quality are two areas where we should concentrate our efforts. Both issues are often neglected in our policy discussions and on our investment and policy decisions. Now, we do this at our peril. The OECD Environmental Outlook to 2050 paints a rather bleak picture. Not only is world water demand projected to increase by 55% by 2050. But nutrient pollution from urban wastewater and from agriculture is expected to worsen significantly. Worldwide nutrient effluents from wastewater are projected to increase by 180%, almost double by 2050. In OECD countries alone, the costs of agricultural water pollution are likely to exceed billions of dollars annually. So we see the evidence everywhere. Poor wastewater treatment will damage the ecosystems, will harm biodiversity, will affect human health, and reduce economic opportunities. So the benefits of improved wastewater treatment and of improved water quality are huge, and they far outstrip the costs. For example, collecting and treating wastewater will generate significant benefits for public health, for the environment, and for the economy via tourism, fisheries, property markets, just to name a few. Now, wastewater can also be a cost-effective alternative source of water in some water-stressed situations, if treated for what we call fit-for-use quality. Water recycling, water reuse is already increasing in many countries. And there's significant scope for scaling this up. Now, all these are ambitious goals, but they're not out of reach. There are a number of practical lines of action that can be taken today to move forward. Countries can make better use of existing financing by identifying realistic targets and low-cost options. There's also great scope for improving policy coherence to lower pressure on water systems in a cost-effective manner. For example, we can eliminate or at least reduce environmentally harmful subsidies. Now, sustainable financing and good governance are inextricably linked. Yet, many governance challenges remain. Capacity at the local level is limited. And remember, water is very local. And therefore, limited capacities provoke a lot of challenges in the water issue. Then, sometimes, again, at the local level, responsibilities are poorly allocated, and financial management is fragmented. Sometimes, just across the street, you have another water system, and they're managed in a different way. Sometimes tariffs are different. So, better enforcement of existing water quality regulations and the standards is also crucial. Again, sometimes in different water systems, you have different standards, different regulations, and therefore it is very difficult to unify or to think about some economies of scale. So, what should be the priorities going forward? What are ambitious but realistic targets? How can we measure progress? We have to monitor and evaluate so that we can eventually take the corrective measures or adjust the programs. What are the financing requirements? How can technology help? Are there low-hanging fruits in terms of technological breakthroughs that we could already use today? What are the governance implications? Water is typically local. That means you have local authorities, you have regional authorities, you have national authorities, and there's a multi-level governance issue here and the coordination among the different levels. Now, how can we make a difference? This is really the ultimate question. How can we make a difference? How can each one of us make a difference in our different trenches, in our different responsibilities? So, join this meaningful and exciting discussion. Give your views to shape the future. This is about better water policies for better lives. And water is life.